Hello, it's Jenkins here, the family law vlogger. This is the latest in the stages of divorce series. We're now on section 4.6 of the form E, so we're nearly at the end. This is the section that asks you some questions if you have either remarried or entered into a new civil partnership, or have decided to remarry or decided to enter into a civil partnership, or if you're already cohabiting with somebody else. So this is the section basically about other partners. Now, it's only relevant if you're cohabiting or if you've decided to remarry or cohabit, or decided to remarry or enter into a civil partnership. So it's not relevant if you're just in a casual relationship with somebody else or at the very beginnings of a relationship with somebody else, unless you've formed that firm intention. If you're not sure about the status of the relationship that you're in, then that is probably an area to take advice from on a solicitor, because the law relating to cohabitation, both in the run-up to marriage and the end of a marriage, and indeed when people are simply living together and not married at all, is a bit of a mess, frankly, in terms of what the definition of cohabitation is, because we don't really have a full written down definition of cohabitation. So if you're not sure, this is an area for advice. If you are sure, so if you're already living with somebody else, the Form E asks you to complete some headline information. So it's not very detailed, but some headline information about your new partner's income, assets, liabilities, including pension. Now, it's very clear on the form that it's only the information as far as you know it already. So you don't have to go to fill in your Form E to do with the divorce with your ex-spouse. You don't have to go to your new partner and ask them for all sorts of information, all sorts of documents about their financial circumstances. The form is really clear on that. It asks you to fill in what you know about your new partner's circumstances. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, it doesn't ask you to provide documentary evidence and support. It doesn't ask you, unlike the rest of the Form E, when you're providing information about your circumstances, it doesn't expect you to go and document the information about your new partner's circumstances. But it does ask you to put in some headlines about what you know about it. Now, why is that relevant? It can be relevant if people are cohabiting, not because their assets then added together with yours and taken as the overall because you're in a cohabiting relationship, but it could be relevant. For example, if you're living with somebody, you could be sharing the household bills. You could be contributing equally to running costs of cars and those sorts of things. And so indirectly, therefore, it could reduce your outgoings and it could reduce your expenses or your liabilities. So it can be relevant. It can be a sensitive topic, both for you filling in the form and frankly for your new partner, who would often, I find, will often say, well, why on earth is my circumstances relevant to your divorce? And so it is an area that you might want some advice on, both as to whether you need to fill it in at all, and if you do need to fill it in, the sort of level of information you need to complete. So that's section 4.6. If you want specific advice on your circumstances, as always with the blog, please contact me or one of my colleagues in the Mills Reeve family and children team. Thank you.